I pushed open the apartment door, and the first thing I heard was Mia's voice saying, "He's here, act normal." That should have been my first warning, but I forced a smile as everyone yelled, "Happy birthday." I stepped inside and said, "Wow, you guys actually did all this for me?" Mia rushed over and hugged me, but her arms felt loose, like she was hugging a stranger. "Of course we did," she said, though her eyes flicked straight to her phone. I whispered, "You okay?" Yeah, totally fine," she replied too fast. Ethan slapped my back. "Bro, you made it just in time. We were about to eat without you." I smirked. "You mean you were? You always start early." He laughed, but his laugh was stiff, forced. His eyes cut toward Mia like they shared some silent conversation I wasn't supposed to notice. My mom walked up with a plate of appetizers. "Sweetheart, you look tired. Long day." "Just normal work stress," I said, but the real truth sat in my chest. Something here felt wrong. Dad raised his glass. "Let the boy breathe. It's his birthday, not a job interview." Everyone laughed, but the sound felt thin, stretched. Mia stood beside me, biting her lip over and over. I asked her softly, "Are you sure everything's okay?" She flinched. "Stop asking." I said, "I'm fine." I stepped back. "All right, just checking." Ethan appeared again, whispering, "Bro, come cut the cake before Mia faints from pacing." I glanced at her. "Why are you pacing?" "I'm not," she snapped, even though she clearly was. I muttered, "This night's supposed to be simple." She sighed. "It is. Just, relax, okay?" But relaxing was impossible when I kept catching her and Ethan whispering in corners. Every time I looked at them, they shifted apart like kids who'd been caught doing something wrong. Mom tugged my arm. "Come on, sweetheart. Blow the candles." "Yeah," I said, walking over. "Let's get this part done." Everyone gathered around. Phones came out. The lights dimmed. Mia stood beside me, but she wouldn't look me in the eyes. I leaned toward her and said, "You didn't have to plan all this. A small dinner would have been enough." She forced a smile. "I wanted tonight to be special." "Then why do you look like you want to run away?" I asked. Her breath hitched. "Please, don't start." "Start what?" I whispered. "Nothing," she whispered back, turning away. Ethan nudged her. "Just tell him later. Not now." "Tell me what?" I leaned in. "What were you two talking about?" Mia's hands shook. "Can we just cut the cake?" I nodded slowly, but fear slid down my spine. "Yeah. Fine." Everyone began counting down. 3, 2, 1. I blew out the candles, but my eyes stayed on Mia. She was blinking fast, almost panicking. People clapped. "Make a wish," someone yelled. "I don't need a wish," I said, staring at her. "Just answers." She swallowed hard. "Please, not here." "Then stop acting weird," I whispered. "You're scaring me." Ethan suddenly stepped between us. "Dude, give her space." I snapped, "Why do you care so much?" He froze. Mia's face went pale. The room got awkwardly quiet. Mom whispered to Dad, "Did something happen between them?" Dad murmured, "Let them handle it." I backed up, rubbing my neck. This night was supposed to feel good. Instead, it feels like everyone's hiding something. Mia whispered, "I'm not hiding anything." But the tremble in her voice betrayed her. Guests kept talking around us, but every few minutes, I heard my name in hushed tones, never loud enough to understand, always just soft enough to feel like a warning. I forced myself to smile because it was my birthday, but inside, I felt a heavy pressure in my chest, the kind people feel right before their world falls apart. I told myself, it's just a birthday, so why does it feel like something is ending? Everyone crowded around the cake, cheering, "Cut it! Cut it!" I lifted the knife, but Mia's voice cut through everything. Can I say something first?" Her tone made my hand freeze. It wasn't warm. It wasn't excited. It was cold, shaky. I whispered, "Mia? What's wrong?" She didn't answer me. Instead, she stepped back and said louder, "Can everyone just stop for a second?" The room went silent. Even Ethan stopped talking mid-sentence. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. Mom whispered, "Is she okay?" Dad muttered, "Doesn't look like it." I turned to Mia. "Talk to me. What's going on?" She stared at the floor. "I can't do this anymore." My chest tightened. "Can't do what?" "This," she whispered. Us. I felt the air leave my lungs. What are you saying? She wiped her eyes. I'm saying I lied. I've been lying. And I can't stand here pretending everything is fine. Mia, I said softly, you're scaring me. Just tell me what's happening. She looked at me with trembling lips. I cheated. The word hit me like a punch. My hand slipped from the knife. Someone gasped behind me. I felt dizzy. What? She nodded weakly. I'm sorry. Ethan stepped forward, whispering, Mia, stop. Not here. I snapped, let her talk. He froze. I looked back at her, my voice cracking. You cheated on me? Yes, she whispered. I did. I swallowed hard. With who? Her eyes filled with tears. She shook her head. Mia, I said louder, say his name. The guests shifted awkwardly. No one dared speak. Finally, she whispered, barely audible, Ryan. The name felt like a blade stabbing straight through my chest. I repeated, Ryan, louder, angrier. Ryan from your office. She covered her face. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to happen. I laughed, broken, confused. You didn't mean to cheat. It was a mistake. I stepped toward her. How long? She shook her head. Please don't make me say it. How long, Mia? I demanded. Her voice cracked. A few months. The room spun. I heard someone quietly say, oh my God. I murmured, why? Why today? Why like this? She reached out for me. I couldn't lie to you on your birthday. I thought you deserved the truth. On my birthday? I said. You picked today to destroy everything. I'm sorry, she cried. I didn't want to hide anymore. Ethan tried stepping in again. Dude, maybe talk about this in private. I glared at him. Stay out of this. He raised his hands. I'm just trying to help. No, I said sharply. You knew. Didn't you? He froze. She froze. That was my answer. Mom whispered, honey, maybe you should step outside. Dad added, come on, son. Take a breath. But I couldn't move. Couldn't think. Couldn't feel anything except the tearing burn inside my chest. Mia sobbed harder. Please say something. Yell at me. Just, don't stare at me like that. I whispered, I gave you everything. And you threw it away. I know, she whispered. And I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. I know. For a moment, no one breathed. It felt like the world collapsed around me. Finally, I stepped back. I can't be here. She grabbed my arm. Please don't leave. I pulled away. I can't breathe in this room. She cried, let me explain. There's nothing left to explain, I said. I turned and walked toward the door. People moved aside in silence. Behind me, Mia screamed my name, broken, desperate. Please. Don't go. Please. But I didn't look back. I couldn't. Because if I did, I might shatter completely. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. Her words, her confession, kept looping in my head like a broken recording. I finally hit call on Liam's number. Bro, what happened? You sound wrecked, he said as soon as he picked up. I just left Mia's, I muttered. She admitted she's been talking to someone. Some guy. My voice cracked. Liam, I think she chose him over me. What's his name? Liam demanded. Tell me. She wouldn't say it at first, I replied, fighting to breathe normally. But she slipped. Ryan. Ryan something. A long pause. Then, Ryan Mercer. I froze. Yeah. That's it. You know him? Unfortunately, Liam groaned. He works at her office. He's one of those rich, cocky types who thinks he can take anyone's girl if he smiles long enough. He's done it before. My stomach dropped. So he targets women in relationships. That's what I heard, Liam said. I warned you about guys like him in her workplace. You think I swallowed hard. You think she picked him? I think he's been trying to get in her head, he said. But you need to stay calm. Don't do anything stupid. Calm? I snapped. Liam, she looked me in the eye and acted like I was the problem. Like I pushed her into this. Just stay put, Liam said firmly. Let me come to you. No, I muttered, shaking. I need answers. I can't sit still. You're not thinking straight.
I don't care, I said.
I need to know why I wasn't enough.
Hey, he said sharply. Don't go down that path.
This isn't on you. But the question clawed at me anyway, was I not enough? My phone buzzed, Mia. I answered, anger flaring. Why did you leave like that? She snapped. You didn't have to run off.
I didn't run, I said.
I left because you told me you were talking to another guy.
I didn't say it like that, she argued.
You're twisting things.
Mia, you hid him from me.
You lied.
I didn't lie.
I just didn't tell you because I knew you'd freak out like this. So you're the victim now.
I shot back.
I just don't want drama, she said, her voice climbing. You digging into this makes everything worse. What are you afraid I'll find out? I demanded. She went silent. Mia?
It's nothing, she finally said. Just stop.
Please. Then tell me the truth.
I already did, she insisted.
Just, don't talk to Liam. Don't go looking for Ryan.
That told me everything.
You're protecting him, I whispered.
No.
I just want this to calm down.
It won't.
I hung up before she could say anything else. My chest burned. I felt humiliated, stupid, disposable. I replayed her tone, cold, defensive, not even a flicker of guilt. Just fear. Fear that I knew too much. Liam called again.
Listen, he said.
Don't go to him. Ryan loves this kind of mess. He pushes guys until they snap.
I'm not going to snap, I said quietly.
I'm going to talk. Talk? He echoed. You mean confront him? I need to hear it from him, I whispered. I need to know why she chose him. Don't go there, Liam warned. But I'd already made up my mind. I'm going, Liam, I said. And whatever happens, happens. I ended the call, turned the car around, and headed straight toward the man who had taken everything from me that I waited outside the glass entrance, my hands shoved into my pockets so no one would notice them shaking. When Ryan finally walked out, he carried that smug half-grin like he'd been rehearsing it just for me. Looking for me? He asked. Yeah, I said, stepping forward. I need answers. He tilted his head. You already know the answer, don't you? Did you sleep with Mia? My voice cracked, and I hated that he heard it. He shrugged casually. She came to me. My chest burned. That's not what I asked. He smirked. You want details? She didn't seem confused about what she wanted. Stop. I clenched my fists. Just tell me the truth. That is the truth, he said. She walked into my office. She flirted first. What was I supposed to do? Say no. I felt the air leave my lungs. Why are you saying it like it was nothing? Because it was nothing, he said. To me, at least. I stepped closer. Did she tell you she had a boyfriend? He laughed. She didn't have to. It was obvious. You knew, I whispered. And you still. He cut me off. Relax. It's not my job to guard your relationship. If she wants someone else, that's on her. That doesn't make you any less of her. He raised a hand. Careful. You look like the type who thinks anger makes him taller. I felt heat rush up my neck. Why are you enjoying this? Because, he said, leaning in just enough to make my skin crawl, you walked around thinking she'd never choose someone else. But she did. And she chose better. My throat tightened. Say that again. He smirked wider. Better. Stronger. Smarter. More successful. You know, everything you're not. I took a shaky breath. You don't know me. I don't have to, he said. Her actions told me everything. I swear, I whispered, you keep talking like that, Anne. Then hit me, he said, spreading his arms like he was inviting a punch. Come on. It'll make you feel better. I felt my fists curl again, my heartbeat pounding in my ears. You want me to hit you because it proves something to you? No, he said. I want you to hit me because it proves something to you. That you're not the calm, reasonable, nice guy you pretend to be. It shows you're just a jealous kid who got outplayed. You're unbelievable, I said. You think life is a competition? For her. He grinned. Yeah. And I won. I stepped even closer. You didn't win anything. You just ruined someone else's relationship and laughed about it. He shrugged. She didn't act ruined. My jaw clenched so hard it hurt. You don't get to talk about her like that. Why not? She didn't hesitate to talk about you. Meaning what? I demanded. He chuckled.
Ask her.
I'm sure she'll give you some excuse. They always do. Before I could respond, the door behind him swung open. A woman stepped out, holding a stack of folders. She froze the moment she heard his last sentence. Ryan, she said, her voice trembling, what did you just say? He didn't even turn. Go back inside, Ava. This doesn't concern you. My eyes widened. She's your girlfriend? Ava stared at me, then at him, her expression crumbling. Ryan, what is he talking about? He laughed, almost joyfully. Relax. It's just drama. Ava shook her head slowly. Are you serious? You cheated on me? Again? Don't be dramatic, he said. It's not cheating if it doesn't mean anything. Ava looked at me, her eyes glossy and stunned. Did he really? I nodded once. He did. And he bragged about it. She pressed a hand over her mouth. I felt my own breath shake as the weight of everything settled between us. For a moment, Ava and I just stared at each other, strangers sharing the same broken expression, realizing the same truth at the same time. Ryan slid his hands into his pockets and smiled like this was all a game he'd mastered long ago. In that moment, I knew nothing he said hurt as much as the part he was right about. Mia had chosen him. Ava texted me that evening. I need to talk. Please. I stared at the message for minutes before replying, where? We met at a small cafe, the kind of place where everyone pretends not to notice broken people. She sat across from me, eyes tired. Thanks for coming, she whispered. What did you want to show me? I asked. She took a shaky breath, unlocked her phone, and slid it toward me. This. You need to see everything. I hesitated. Are you sure? I don't know if I can. You deserve the truth, she said. And so do I. I tapped the first screenshot. Mia's name. Her words hit like a punch. He never questions me. He's too predictable. He'd never cheat, that's why it's boring. My throat tightened. She really said this. Ava nodded. Keep scrolling. I opened a video, Mia laughing, her voice bright. He thinks I'm working late again, she giggled, and Ryan's voice replied, good. Let him. I dropped the phone like it burned. I can't watch that. Ava pulled it closer and whispered, there's more. I don't want more, I said. I already feel like I'm disappearing. She swallowed. I've been collecting this for months. Proof of Ryan cheating. But I didn't know he was doing this with her. I rubbed my face. How long were they? 4 months, she whispered. Maybe more. My stomach twisted. 4 months, while I was planning a future with her. And while I was forgiving him for things he swore were misunderstandings, Ava said, her voice cracking. He made me believe I was paranoid. I stared at the table. Mia called me loyal like it was an insult. Ava looked at me gently. Loyalty scares people who don't have it. That broke something in me. I thought she loved me. I thought I mattered. You did, Ava said softly. She just didn't deserve you. I laughed bitterly. I hate that it still hurts even after seeing all this. It hurts me too, she whispered. More than I can say. I looked at her trembling hands. Why did you want to meet me? Because you're the only one who understands how stupid I feel, she said. The only one who saw him for who he is today. I nodded slowly. Yeah, I get that. She wiped her eyes. I thought we were solid. I thought if I loved him hard enough, he'd stop. I thought loving Mia was enough too, I said. Turns out it wasn't even something she noticed. Ava broke then, her breath shaking, tears slipping down her cheeks. I kept blaming myself, she whispered. Thinking maybe if I was prettier or more interesting. Don't do that, I said. You didn't make him cheat. He chose to. She looked at me, stunned for a moment, then whispered, you really believe that? I have to, I said quietly. Otherwise I'll drown in it. A long silence settled between us. For the first time since everything happened, my own eyes stung. Ava noticed. You can cry, she said gently. I won't judge you. Her voice cracked something open. I looked down and whispered, I don't know how to stop pretending I'm fine. You don't have to pretend with me, she said. So I let go. I let every memory of Mia slip out as tears, every lie, every late-night text she hid, every time she smiled at me while choosing someone else. Ava cried too. Two strangers grieving the same betrayal. When we finally calmed down, she whispered, "We can't let them get away with this."
I exhaled slowly.
"What are you thinking?" "That they don't get to walk away smiling," she said. "Not after what they did." "For once," I said, "I agree." She leaned forward, eyes steady now. "They don't get to win." And for the first time since my world collapsed, I believed her. Ava met me outside the cafe again, this time with a determined look. "I've gathered everything," she said, clutching her phone. "Messages, screenshots, voice notes. All of it." I nodded.
"I brought mine too."
"Liam helped me organize everything." She let out a breath. "Are you ready to do this?"
"No," I admitted.
"But I need to." We sat on a bench, and she opened her laptop. "Ryan's company has a zero-tolerance policy. If I leak this, he's done." "Are you sure you want to?"
I asked.
She gave a bitter smile. "He didn't think twice when he destroyed me. Why should I?"
I swallowed hard. "Okay."
"Send it." She clicked. One email. One attachment. One decision that changed everything. Ava leaned back. "It's done." My phone buzzed immediately. "Liam. Bro, I sent you all the files. Did she help on her end?"
"Yeah," I said.
"We just sent everything in."
"Good."
"Ryan deserves every bit of this. And Mia, man, she's panicking. She's calling me too." "She called you?"
I asked.
"She asked if I've talked to you. Said you're ruining her life." I laughed under my breath. "I haven't said a single word." "That's what scares her," Liam said. "Silence hits cheaters harder than yelling." Ava heard the end of that and raised an eyebrow. "Mia's unraveling too." "She's spiraling," I said. "Apparently her co-workers saw some of the messages." Ava blinked. "How?" "Someone screenshot her talking about meeting Ryan during her shifts and sent it around." Ava shook her head.
"Wow.
Karma works fast." Just then, my phone buzzed again. "Mia." I stared at the screen but didn't answer. Ava whispered, "What's she been saying?" I showed her the notifications. "Please pick up. Everything is going wrong. I need you. People at work are judging me. It's not fair." Ava scoffed.
"Not fair?"
"She started this."
"I know," I said. "But it's strange.
"A part of me feels nothing."
"Good," she said softly.
"That's healing." My phone buzzed again. A voice note this time. I hesitated before pressing play. Mia's shaky voice filled the air. "Please, I'm begging you." Sandra called me into her office. "People are whispering. Ryan isn't answering me. Everything is collapsing. Can you just talk to me? Please?" A heavy silence followed. Ava looked at me. "You don't owe her comfort."
"I know," I said.
"But hearing her like that, it's surreal." My phone rang again. "Liam. Bro," he said immediately, "Ryan got suspended." Like instantly. HR dragged him out. Ava's mouth fell open. "Already?" "No warning," Liam said. "Just straight up suspension pending investigation."
I exhaled slowly.
"Good." He looked shocked, Liam continued. Like he couldn't believe anyone would dare call him out. Ava rolled her eyes. "Classic." "Also," Liam added, "Mia's manager Sandra pulled her aside today. Asked if she was emotionally stable for work. She's basically radioactive now." I rubbed my forehead. I didn't think things would blow up this fast. "That's what happens," Liam said. "You shine a light on roaches, they scatter." Ava stifled a laugh. "I like your cousin." I hung up and leaned back, looking at the sky. "Why do I feel lighter?" "Because for the first time, you're not the one breaking," Ava said. "They are." I looked at her. "Do you regret any of this?" "No," she said firmly. "Do you?" I thought for a moment. "I regret trusting them. But I don't regret this." Mia called again. Then again. Then again. I let it ring each time. Ava placed a hand on my arm. "You don't have to pick up. She made her choices." I nodded. "Yeah. And now she gets to feel the consequences." For the first time since everything started, the silence around me didn't feel empty. It felt powerful. It felt like control. And I finally felt like I wasn't the one falling apart anymore. I had barely sat down on my couch when the pounding on my door started. "Open the door, please." Mia's voice cracked through the hallway. I froze for a second, but then I walked over and unlocked it. She stumbled inside immediately, mascara everywhere, cheeks red, breath shaking.
I can't take it anymore, she cried.
Everything's falling apart. People are judging me. Ryan won't talk to me. My job, my life, everything is ruined. I leaned against the wall. Mia, calm down. Calm down?
She grabbed my hand desperately. I need you.
You're the only one who can fix this.
I pulled my hand away.
Fix what?
She blinked rapidly. Us.
Everything. Please, please don't hate me.
I didn't respond.
She stepped closer.
Ryan lied to me. He used me.
I swear I didn't mean for anything to happen. It was the stress, it was my job, it was.
Stop, I said.
Don't blame everything except yourself.
She swallowed hard. I wasn't thinking straight.
He made me feel special. I thought you didn't care anymore. You thought I didn't care?
I asked quietly.
Or did you just want something new?
She shook her head violently. No. I was confused.
I didn't know what I wanted.
I let her talk. I didn't say a word.
She rambled on, crying harder.
Everyone at work hates me now. Sandra barely looked at me.
People were whispering. I felt like I was disappearing. And Ryan, he won't pick up my calls. He just left me. He abandoned me.
I raised an eyebrow.
Like the way you abandoned me? Her face crumpled.
I never abandoned you.
I just messed up.
I was stupid.
I'm sorry. Messed up? I whispered. You cheated for months. Her breath caught. We can work through this.
I know we can. Just hold me.
Please. She reached for me again. This time I stepped back. She froze. Her arms hung in the air for a second before dropping slowly. You're stepping away from me? She asked, voice trembling.
Yes, I said.
Her whole body shook.
Why?
Why are you acting like this?
I chose you.
I came back to you.
I stared at her.
Then, quietly, I pulled out my phone and opened the folder Ava sent me.
Mia, I said.
Look. I turned the screen toward her. Her eyes widened. Her lips parted. Her hand flew to her mouth as she scrolled through her own messages, her words, her videos, her plans with Ryan.
This is, she stuttered. It's you, I said.
Everything you said behind my back. Her knees almost buckled. She gripped the back of my chair to steady herself. Who gave you this? Ava. She froze again.
Ava?
Ryan's girlfriend? She showed you everything? Yes. Mia's face drained of all color. She stared at the floor. So you know everything.
I know the truth, I said.
Finally. She moved toward me slowly, like she thought softness could erase everything.
Let me explain. Please. Just hug me.
Just look at me.
I shook my head. No.
She let out a broken gasp. Are you really going to leave me like this?
I didn't answer.
She stepped closer again. Say something.
Say you still love me. Say you're angry.
Say anything. My silence wrapped around us like ice. And my whole life is falling apart, she whispered. And you're just standing there.
I didn't move.
She wiped her tears with shaking fingers.
You can't leave me.
You're the only person who ever cared about me.
I need you.
Please.
You needed me, I said.
Now you need consequences. She covered her face and sobbed so hard her shoulders shook.
I made one mistake.
Multiple, I corrected.
And they were choices.
Not accidents. She slid down onto the floor, crying into her hands.
I'm begging you. Don't walk away.
Don't let everything end like this. I looked at her, not with anger, not with hatred, but with the kind of clarity that hurt more than anything.
I didn't end this, I said softly.
You did. She stared up at me, devastated. For the first time in months, she realized she couldn't control me. And for the first time, I realized I didn't need her. She chose this. And now she finally understood what that meant. I woke up to my phone buzzing nonstop. Missed calls. Messages. Notifications blowing up like fireworks. Before I even opened anything, I muttered, yeah, something definitely exploded. My mom called first. Come over. Now. When I walked in, she and my dad were standing in the living room with tight faces. Mia sat on the couch with red eyes, clutching tissue like it was holding her together. My mom looked at me. Is it true? I nodded. Mia jumped up. I told them everything isn't. My dad cut her off. Sit down. She sank back into the couch. My mom held out her phone. People are talking. Your aunt sent me screenshots. How could you do this to him? Mia whispered, I wasn't thinking. My dad scoffed. Oh, you were thinking. Just not about him. Mia tried to reach for my hand. I'll fix it. I swear. I stepped back. Stop touching me. My mom's voice cracked. I treated you like family. I know, Mia cried. I'm sorry. My dad shook his head. Sorry doesn't erase what you did. I didn't say anything the whole time. I couldn't. Watching my parents defend me felt weird, comforting and painful at the same time. Finally, Mia stood up. Please, just let me talk to him alone. My dad glared. You've done enough. I motioned toward the door. Just go, Mia. She stared at me like she didn't recognize me anymore. You're really ending this. You ended it, I said. She broke again, but this time I didn't stay to watch. I walked out. Outside, I sat on the porch steps when I heard footsteps. Ethan. And Jade trailing behind him. I clenched my jaw. You've got 10 seconds. Say whatever you need to say. Ethan looked guilty as hell. Man. I didn't want you to find out like that. I laughed dryly. Oh, so you did know. He rubbed his neck. I mean, yeah, but it wasn't my place. Your place. I snapped. You watched me love someone who was lying to my face. And you let me. Jade whispered, Ethan, just tell him the truth. Ethan sighed. I just wanted to keep the peace, okay? I didn't want drama. I stared at him. So you let me be the fool. Bro, I swear I tried to warn her. You warned her. I barked. Not me? He froze. That told me everything. Get out of my face, I said. We're done. Jade tugged his sleeve. Ethan, let's go. He tried to speak again, but I just turned around. He finally walked off. That betrayal hurt way more than I expected. Losing Mia? That was painful. Losing Ethan? That felt like losing years of my life. A few hours later, my phone buzzed again. Ryan Mercer, we need to talk. There's stuff you don't understand. I blocked him without replying. Then another message popped up, Ava. Ava, update. HR called me. His suspension might turn into termination. I typed back, good. He deserves it. She replied almost instantly. He does. You doing okay? I hesitated, then wrote, better than yesterday. Ava, good. The truth always hits harder than lies. I set my phone down and took a long breath. She was right. Everything was messy, painful, loud, but at least it was honest now. Later that night, Dad knocked on my room door. You eating? Not hungry. He nodded and sat on the edge of the bed. You know, none of this is your fault. I stared at the ceiling. Then why does it feel like it is? Because you cared, he said. People who care always blame themselves. I swallowed hard. I feel stupid. He put a hand on my shoulder. Being loyal isn't stupid. For the first time in days, something loosened in my chest. That night, I lay in bed, waiting for the usual swirl of thoughts, the nightmares, the replaying of Mia's voice. But nothing came. No panic. No shaking. No imagining the betrayal over and over again. It was quiet. I closed my eyes and whispered, finally. For the first time since this whole thing began. I slept that I stood in the middle of my apartment, looking at her things scattered everywhere. Her sweater on the chair. Her perfume on the shelf. The mug she loved. I grabbed a box and whispered, just do it. Don't think. My hands shook as I picked up her clothes. Every piece dragged a memory behind it. So stupid, I muttered. I thought all of this meant something. I folded another shirt and threw it into the box harder than I meant to. A soft knock echoed from the door. I froze. Not again. When I opened it, Mia stood there, eyes swollen, hair messy, voice tiny. Please, please let me talk. I don't want to, I said. She pushed inside anyway, sobbing. I saw your text telling me to pick up my stuff. You can't mean this. You can't be ending us like this. I pointed at the boxes. I already did. She looked at them like they were weapons. Why? Why are you packing everything? We can fix this. We just need time. No, I said firmly. We needed honesty.
You chose lies. She stepped closer. But I told you I'm sorry.
Isn't that enough?
I laughed, sharp and painful. Sorry?
Mia, you cheated for months. Months?
She covered her ears.
Stop saying it like that. How else should I say it?
She broke into tears again. Because I know. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you.
But don't throw away everything we built.
You threw it away, I said.
Not me.
She walked toward the boxes and touched one shakily.
This feels so final.
It is.
She turned to me with trembling lips. Can we talk about the good moments? The times when we were happy? Do those mean nothing now?
They meant something to me, I said quietly.
But they didn't mean enough to you.
She stepped closer until she was inches from me.
What if I try harder? What if I earn your trust again?
I'll change.
I swear I'll change.
I stepped back.
Mia, stop.
She grabbed my arm. Look at me. Please.
Just look at me.
I forced myself to meet her eyes.
She whispered, I love you. Then why didn't you act like it?
I asked.
Why did you lie every day? She collapsed to her knees like her legs gave out.
Because I was stupid.
Because I thought you'd always be there no matter what. I didn't think I'd lose you.
I looked away, jaw tight.
You already did. She cried harder, clutching my leg.
Don't leave me. Don't do this to me.
I need you.
No, I said.
You need consequences.
She shook her head wildly. No, I need you.
You're my safe place. Then why didn't you treat me like one? She didn't answer. She just cried, loud, desperate, messy. For the first time, I didn't reach out to hold her. I didn't kneel beside her. I didn't try to fix it. You're not even going to help me up, she whispered.
No.
Not this time. She wiped her eyes and pushed herself to her feet. If I walk out that door, is that it? Yes. She searched my face, begging for any sign of hope. Say you'll think about it. Say you'll call. Say something that doesn't hurt. I stayed silent. She let out a heartbreaking sound and backed toward the door.
Okay. I'll go.
But you'll regret this. You'll miss me.
I swallowed.
I'll miss who I thought you were. She froze at that, then turned and walked out, closing the door softly behind her. The moment it clicked shut, all the strength I'd been faking collapsed. I sank to the floor, my chest tight, my eyes burning. Why does letting go hurt more? I whispered. Why does it feel like I'm tearing out a part of myself? I covered my face and finally let the tears fall. It hurt. God, it hurt. But somewhere beneath the pain, something small and quiet whispered back. You're healing. My phone buzzed early in the morning. Ava. Ryan got fired. I stared at the message for a long moment. Finally. I texted back, you're serious?
Completely.
HR made it official. No appeals. His career is over. I felt a strange weight lift. Not joy exactly, but relief. Later that day, I heard through the grapevine, Mia. Her promotion had been revoked. She was being sidelined at work. The same people who had whispered about her betrayal were now judging her openly. I didn't call. I didn't gloat. I just let the news settle in. That evening, Ethan showed up at my door. Hey, man, he said, shifting uncomfortably. Can we talk? I stared at him, chest tight. About what? You know, everything. Stop, I said. Just stop, Ethan. He frowned. I only hid it because I didn't want conflict. I thought keeping the peace would help. Peace? I echoed. You mean you betrayed me for convenience? You knew. You knew and said nothing. I didn't want to hurt anyone, he insisted. You hurt me, I said, voice low. You hurt me more than Mia ever could. And now? Don't show up here again. He opened his mouth, then shut it. His face fell. Okay. I shut the door gently. I leaned against it for a long moment. No satisfaction. Just clarity. Later, I got another message from Ava. I can't believe how fast it all fell apart. You're stronger than you know. I stared at it. Her words hit differently this time. Not pity. Not triumph. Just peace. I texted back, thanks. Means a lot. Everything else seemed to follow its own rhythm. Ryan's social media disappeared. His friends stopped calling him. Ava finally posted that she'd left him, No explanations, just a quiet goodbye. Mia's co-workers barely looked at her. Emails went unanswered. Invitations stopped coming. She had no one left to hide behind. I walked through my apartment, feeling lighter. The rage that had burned inside me for months started to cool. Not completely. The memory of her betrayal lingered. But I wasn't drowning in it anymore. My phone buzzed again. Ethan. I stared at the screen for a long time, then deleted his message. No words. No energy left for excuses. I sat on the couch, Ava's message still on my screen. I reread it. You're stronger than you know. I whispered to myself, I am. It was strange. Watching them face the consequences didn't erase the pain, didn't heal the scars, but it made breathing easier. Lighter. More controlled. I went to the window and looked out. The city moved on. Life went on. And somehow, without me touching a thing, the world had found its own balance. I thought about Ryan, alone and humiliated. About Mia, isolated and regretting choices she couldn't undo. About Ethan, realizing he'd lost my trust forever. I didn't smile. Not fully. Not yet. But I felt steady. Grounded. I checked my phone one last time before bed. Another message from Ava. Sleep well. You've earned this quiet. I set the phone down, letting the silence fill the room. For the first time in months, I didn't replay their lies in my mind. I didn't feel the weight of betrayal pressing on my chest. The world had a way of balancing itself. I didn't have to lift a hand. And somehow, that was enough. I exhaled. Finally, I slept. Months passed quietly, and healing came in slow, uneven waves. Some mornings I woke up feeling whole, other days I still felt the bruise of everything that happened. But I kept moving. One step, then another. One evening, Ava called. Hey, she said softly. How's your heart today? I chuckled. Still beating. Still repairing. That's good, she replied. Mine too. Strange how pain fades without asking permission. It does, I murmured. Just slower than I expected. She exhaled. I'm glad you're doing better. You sound lighter. I'm trying to be, I said. Trying really hard. We're not broken people, she added. Just people who survived broken moments. I smiled at that. Yeah. I like that. After we hung up, I sat with my thoughts. Our connection had settled into something calm, supportive, warm, but not romantic. We weren't trying to fill any voids. We were just two people who understood the same kind of hurt. Days turned into routines again. Work, gym, cooking for myself, long walks at night. Little things I had abandoned when my world fell apart. I could feel parts of me returning, parts one thought Mia had taken permanently. One afternoon, I met my coworker Sam for coffee. You look different, he said as soon as I sat down. Different how? I asked. Lighter. Like you finally put something down. Maybe I did. He leaned forward. You finally letting the past go? I think I'm learning to, I answered. Piece by piece. That's all it takes, he said. We don't heal in one go. I nodded. Yeah. One piece at a time. When I went home that evening, I stood in my bedroom for a long time, staring at the mirror. My reflection didn't look like the man who froze on his own birthday. That man had been terrified, blindsided, shattered. The person looking back at me now had clearer eyes, steadier breath, shoulders that didn't slump under invisible weight. I whispered, barely audible, I made it. Saying it felt like unclenching a fist I'd been holding for months. Later, Ava texted me. Proud of you today. Don't know why, just felt like saying it. I laughed quietly and typed back, thanks. I needed that. She replied, we both deserve better. I'm glad we're finding it. I set the phone down. No sparks, no longing, no pressure. Just comfort, two survivors holding a lantern for each other from a distance. That night, I made dinner for myself and actually enjoyed it. No heaviness, no rush to distract my mind. I tasted the food, felt the warmth of the pan, listened to music that didn't remind me of anyone. It was so simple, yet I felt something shift inside me, something gentle, something free. When I stepped onto my balcony afterward, the air felt crisp. The city lights shimmered like tiny promises. I rested my hands on the railing and closed my eyes. A voice inside me whispered, this is yours. Your peace. Your life. Finally. I inhaled slowly, letting the cool air fill my lungs. For the first time, the past didn't yank me backward. It didn't tighten around my chest. It just rested behind me, no longer steering anything. I whispered into the night, I choose myself. And it was true. The story wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about winning anything back. It wasn't about proving anything to Ryan, Mia, or anyone else. It was about reclaiming pieces of myself I had forgotten I deserved. I exhaled and opened my eyes. The sky looked wider, the world quieter. Then, gently, almost without trying, I let the last piece of pain slip away.